my healthcare administration homegirls. I hope y'all are doing good today. We are gonna do a little bit of a chit chat, a little bit of a switching gears type of thingy. You know, I don't know what I'm doing with my hands here, but yeah, we're gonna switch gears a little bit. It is 2 days before Thanksgiving, and if any of you have ever made Thanksgiving dinner, then you know that making Thanksgiving dinner is not a one-day affair. You cannot make Thanksgiving dinner in one day. You got to start prepping Thanksgiving dinner at least a day, 2 days in advance, okay? So I thought I'd have a little chit chat with y'all while I'm prepping Thanksgiving dinner and talk about some of the different areas in healthcare administration that you can work in. Maybe try to get some entry-level experience and just overall give you all some tips that I wish I would have known when I started my healthcare administration journey, and then maybe I would have been better off than I am right now. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna start prepping this food and let's talk about it. So the first thing that we are prepping, I be looking bald-headed whenever I have a low ponytail, but it's okay. So the first thing that we are prepping is the dressing. So I do make cornbread dressing from scratch thanks to my granny. Thank you, Mama Hobson, for giving me all of your recipes, okay? How I prep this cornbread dressing, I am gonna tell y'all what I wish I would have known about healthcare administration before I got into it. And trust me, this is something that you are going to want to hear, because this is going to provide a lot of clarity for you all who are in healthcare administration but really just do not know what to do. So let's start here. Whenever I went into healthcare administration, I knew that I wanted to be in healthcare in some capacity. I knew that I didn't want to work on the clinical side anymore, and that from that point forward, I wanted to be in administration. Of course, I knew administration existed in the hospital somewhere, right? Administration is pretty much involved with every business, and healthcare is a business. But however, I did not know what exactly that looks like. I didn't know in what capacity I wanted to work in healthcare administration, and that is really hard to navigate, especially because there are so many different realms and so many different areas of healthcare administration, right? So what did I do? I did what most newly grad students do, and I just applied to every job that I thought looked like it was healthcare administration, and I did not get great results. So a lot of us are like, oh my gosh, I went to school for this. Why am I not getting these healthcare administration jobs? And it's because our resumes are not cohesive. They do not support a healthcare administration career, not consistent with leading into a healthcare administration career, and that causes us to have to start in entry-level positions so that we can work our way up, which is all great, all fine and dandy, but what does a healthcare administration career look like? And that is what I'm going to answer for you guys in this video today. How many of y'all get the measuring cup and set it on the table and be like, is it a cup? Is it a cup? Yes. Okay. So healthcare administration, one thing we need to know before we know anything else about it is that it's very, very niche-y. Healthcare administration is very, very niche-y. And you know a lot about niches if you are into social media or into YouTube or whatever. A niche is a specialized branch or segment of something, and healthcare administration has a lot of niches. So the one mistake that a lot of us healthcare administration homegirls do is we do not niche. We just go and we apply to everything, and we don't hone in on one thing. We don't even get experience. We don't provide clarity with our resumes on what it is exactly that we want to get into, because okay, we can say, oh, I have a bachelor's in healthcare administration, or I have a master's in healthcare administration, and they'll look at that and they'll be like, okay, so what do you want to do with that? And if your resume is not clear in what you want to do with that, if it's not clear in what niche you want to go into in healthcare administration, sometimes it can be hard for people to hire you because they don't know what your skill set is in. They don't know what career opportunities you're looking for. They don't know what your path is and what you want to go for. And you may be thinking, well, Aniyah, how do I figure out what to go into? How do I figure out what my niche is? How do I figure out what I want to do? And listen, that's what I'm here for, okay? I am going to help you by giving you 6 different different niches that you can go into in healthcare administration. Now, this is not going to be all of the niches. These are the ones that I just can list off the top of my head and the ones that I have personally been exposed to while working in the hospital setting. And hopefully one of these niches will stand out to you, or hopefully it'll spark some interest in maybe something else that you can research and look into, and then you can finally start to get that experience in that niche and start to build your resume up so that you can have the most successful and most cohesive career possible. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it, okay? Okay, I am going to start off with a niche that I personally am going for. It's something that I've been interested in for a while now, and since I have started working in the hospital, I've really gained a lot more exposure to it. So that has helped me kind of solidify my interest in the area, and that niche is health information management. Okay, there we go. Boom. Those in health information management organize, oversee, and protect patient health information data, which includes symptoms, diagnoses, medical history, test results, and procedures. There we go. Alright, so different roles that you can have in health information management can include health information manager, medical records clerk, medical coder, data analyst, clinical documentation specialist, medical records technician, health information management technician, medical records coordinator, release of information specialist, and the list goes on and on and on and on with what positions you can hold in health information management. Those are just a few positions, and I personally am not going to go into detail on what exactly these positions do, on what their exact job duties and responsibilities are. Hopefully you can just take these job titles and these roles and do a little bit of research for yourself. Look at the responsibilities, look at the roles that come with it, and then make a decision for yourself on whether or not you might be interested in it. But for the purpose of this video, where we're just talking about niches, I'm just going to give you guys a few roles. So the next niche, and we're moving on to chopping up our onions and our celery. The next niche in healthcare administration is going to be 3 separate niches in one broad niche. So I'm going to call the broad niche healthcare finance, and the 3 niches underneath it are what I'm going to call subsets of healthcare finance. The first one we're going to get into is medical billing. If you are a girly that likes numbers, then this next section is going to be for you. Medical billing is the process by which healthcare organizations submit claims to payers and bill patients for their own financial responsibility. The roles that you should be looking for under medical billing are medical billing specialist, medical billing clerk, medical billing and coding specialist, medical billing administrator, and medical billing associate. If you have ever been to an urgent care facility or the emergency room, and then a couple of months later you received a bill in the mail saying you owe, I don't know, $700, $800, maybe it was only $200, maybe it was only $60, and you're like, why would they even send me a bill for this? This is so stupid. That was the medical billing department who sent you that bill. So if that seems like something that you would be interested in, then definitely look into medical billing as your career of choice.
Cooking up Thanksgiving meal, chopping it up. Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness. You in there having fun on the game, ain't you? I can hear you hollering from out here.
Yeah, I was cooking. I made it to like the final round like 4 times, 3 or 4 times.
Excuse my husband, y'all. Y'all know how they do whenever they playing the game. They come out here and then they want to check on you for a little bit, make sure you're okay. Y'all know how they do. The next category in the subset of healthcare finance is accounts receivable. So accounts receivable in healthcare are the invoices or reimbursements owed to a medical practice, hospital, or other healthcare organization. All of these things under finance are going to sound like they are the same thing and sound like they have a lot of similarities in their roles and responsibilities, and it's because they do. Different roles that you will find under this subcategory are accounts receivable specialist, denial specialist, hospital revenue cycle analyst, collections specialist, healthcare claims specialist, accounts receivable clerk, accounts receivable coordinator, accounts receivable technician, medical claims specialist, health accounting clerk, and also billing and collections analyst. Those are a few roles that you might see whenever you're searching for roles in accounts receivable. Another one. So the last niche that we will talk about in the finance category is revenue cycle management. And revenue cycle management is a very, very, very popular. Oh dang. Onion ain't playing with me. He said you want to cut me, you're gonna have to use some strength. Oh my god. Revenue cycle management is one of those niches that is very, very, very popular. A lot of people go into revenue cycle management. Honestly, there's a nice amount of money that comes from revenue cycle management, and then also too, a lot of the opportunities in this niche are work from home, remote jobs. So that makes it a very, very popular niche within healthcare administration. Revenue cycle management is the financial process utilizing medical billing software that healthcare facilities use to track patient care episodes from registration and appointment scheduling to the final payment of a balance. All right, Onion, listen, baby, we're not gonna do this today. Just relax on me. I don't want to have tears in my eyes. Just relax, okay? Because you already are doing a lot, and I'm not into it. So let's just bring it down, okay? Okay. Possible roles that you can hold within revenue cycle management are revenue cycle analyst, revenue cycle patient access manager, revenue cycle pre-service coordinator. And if you're feeling frisky, oh my goodness, this onion is doing the do on me. If you're feeling frisky, revenue cycle director is a position that you can work your way up towards. All right, now that that onion is done assaulting me, let's get into the next niche. Next niche that we're gonna talk about in healthcare administration is patient services. Now y'all, I ain't never done this before, so it's gonna be interesting. So patient services includes the process of collecting and recording essential demographic, financial, and medical information about a patient when they first seek healthcare services at a healthcare facility. So if you've ever went to the hospital or you've ever went to go check in at a hospital for like a scan, an MRI, or any labs or any blood work, more than likely you had to go to registration first. That desk that you went to when you first arrived was more than likely registration. It is the first step in the revenue cycle management process, and it is essential for patients to start this registration process before they go do anything else in the hospital, because this is the way that they are going to be tracked in the hospital, and this is also the way that they are going to be billed when they leave. And of course, you know that there are a lot of people in the US who have the same name, the same birthday, the same demographic details. So it is really, really important that patient registration is always on point, because one mistake could mess up a lot for a patient. And it could lead to one patient getting mistaken for another. Jobs that you can have under patient services. Now keep in mind, there are a lot of different jobs that you can have under patient services. But these are just a few to kind of get you started if you are interested in getting involved with patient services. We have patient access representative, patient service center representative, patient access specialist, patient registration specialist, patient advocate, patient scheduler, and medical scheduler if you're interested in specifically just scheduling patients for specific things. Now, you can be a patient scheduler for just anything. You can be a patient scheduler for radiology, for a specific department. Surgery schedulers are typically hired separate from regular schedulers, so you also can get involved with that as well. Without further ado, the last niche that we're going to talk about within healthcare administration that you can get involved with is central supply. Central supply is a hospital department responsible for receiving, storing, and distributing medical and surgical supplies and equipment. So whenever nurses and doctors and other healthcare providers in different departments like the ER and med-surg and radiology, whenever all of those people need supplies, typically they all have their own individual supply closets. Well, it's Central Supply's job. Make sure that those closets are stored with the things that they need on a day-to-day basis. And typically people in Central Supply are stocking those closets every single day. This can be a really good niche to get into if you are a very organized person and a person who can deal with time constraints, and you know, these closets have to be stocked with these things at these certain times. So if you have extreme attention to detail and you are okay with operating under pressure and under time constraints, then Central Supply might be for you. And also, if you love organization, you love organizing things, then Central Supply is probably for you, because you are responsible for these closets. You are organizing them, you're making sure certain things are in certain places so that they're easy to find. Different roles that you can have within Central Supply that can get your foot in the door are Central Supply Clerk, Distribution Technician, Central Supply Technician, and Inventory Clerk. There are also management roles within this area as well. You can be a Central Supply Manager or a Distribution Manager, and you could even possibly work your way up to a director spot as well. All of these areas and all of these jobs, all of these different niches are places that you can start in, places that you can start gaining some experience in. And then once you start gaining more experience and more knowledge, really the elevation is natural. Most of the time, with more knowledge and more skills in one specific area comes more responsibility. The more that you build your resume in one specific thing, the more job opportunities that you will have in management and supervision. Maybe you can become a director. Maybe you can even work your way up to that chief of staff role, that chief of operations, that chief financial officer role, that CEO role. Whenever you start in these smaller positions, you are gaining knowledge so that you can grow into one of the bigger positions. Like, for example, someone who starts in revenue cycle management may work their way up to a chief financial officer of a hospital. Someone who starts in patient services and starts in patient scheduling and patient registration, they may work their way up to a chief of operations role. The biggest thing that I did not understand when I started my health administration journey, and something that I think a lot of other people will relate to, is I didn't understand the natural flow of things in healthcare administration. I just thought I could graduate with this degree and then I know I can work these certain jobs, but I'm not necessarily sure what that looks like, what that entails, and what I need to do to get to where I want to be. It's like, okay, I want to hold this high level position within a hospital or within a clinic, but there's no direction as to how to get there. Over time, as I've gained more experience and done more research, I have learned the natural elevation of building a career in healthcare administration, and hopefully this video will help you or someone else out there. I know I have a lot of healthcare administration homegirls on here who have their bachelor's in healthcare administration and their master's in healthcare administration and just don't really know how to start or what to do, or why they aren't getting jobs and what's happening. And hopefully this video will provide some clarity on your situation, whatever it may be right now. You live and you learn is a real true thing, because when I was younger and a little bit more naive, and I'm saying that like I'm not still young, I am still young, but when I was younger than I am now, I feel like I jumped into things without really breaking down the logistics of it. You know, what is this gonna look like as far as my career goes, without having a plan. And that wasn't a big deal, right, when I was like 20, 21, 22, but now that I'm kind of starting to creep into those mid-20s and it's like, okay, 30 is around the corner, I'm like, okay, I need to put a little bit more thought into what I'm doing, and I'm actually learning from these mistakes that I have been making in my early 20s and trying to redirect myself in a different direction. So hopefully this helps someone out there. If you have any questions, then please let me know. If you have any video ideas for me, anything that you want to see from me, let me know in the comments down below, you guys. I know there are a lot of people who are getting degrees in healthcare administration who are getting discouraged because they see a lot of people are not getting jobs. They are graduating with their degree and there are no jobs available, is what a lot of people are saying. but really I think that we just have to change the way that we navigate the career space, change the way that we navigate the field, and understand what it takes to elevate to those positions of high caliber. And then whenever we understand that, I think that a lot of us will start seeing those job opportunities come knocking on the door, and a lot of us will start seeing that growth and that elevation. Remember, if you like what you see, leave me a thumbs up on this video. If you got something to say, leave me a comment down below. And if you like me and want to hear more, then please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you healthcare administration homegirl, okay, or healthcare administration homeboy. I don't know. Most of the people who watch my channel are women, so that's why I say homegirl a lot. And I will see you guys in the next video. XOXO, and I am Shay.